There are a lot of things that Hollywood gets wrong. Like how people in movies always find parking spaces right up front. Hanging up the phone without saying goodbye. Outrunning explosions on foot. But one thing they always seem to get very wrong is virtual reality. In the early 90s, Hollywood wanted virtual reality to be a literal whole new world. As if cyberspace was a physical location, a place you can become immersed, indistinguishable from reality. They want to see people get lost in VR the way kids get lost in the woods. What did we get? Granted, it's gotten better, but it's still not nearly the other world that Hollywood filmmakers want it to be. But if they ever invent the holodeck, you will never see my ass again. Director Brett Leonard shared his vision of virtual reality in 1992 with The Lawnmower Man. In that movie, virtual reality was a teaching tool that somehow made you smarter. Now VR is just another tool used by everyone from students to the military to the porn industry. But this movie did it before it was cool. This is Virtuosity. Here's our hero, Parker Barnes, played by Denzel Washington, and his sidekick, Dead Meat, played by Gonna Die Soon. Well, that settles that. One of us is gonna have to go home and change.
Ask yourself, what kind of lunatic would commit such unthinkable crimes?
Go tell it to the Power Rangers. Somewhere, Rick Sanchez is plotting his escape. Now, is that pronounced happy face or colon right parentheses? Should they be taking off their shoes? I feel like they should be taking off their shoes. Here's the guy they're looking for, Sid 6.7, played by Russell Crowe. Of course you can hear the gunfight next door when the walls are paper thin.
I'm just gonna do a little performance piece with your partner.
Kinky. His partner is of course Toast, but Parker believes in the Keanu Reeves School of Human Shield Sensitivity Training. Really? They couldn't use actual blood packs, they have to go with this fake video game looking CGI goo? Was Denzel that expensive? Well, we knew he was a goner. Man, that's cold. Sid is Xbox, but Parker is more Atari. Oh my god, the effects are just... Oh, wait, now I get it. We were in a computer simulation. Just be careful what chair you sit on at Brookstone. At least his partner isn't actually dead. Oh wait, is that his brain? He is out of here. You know, I've read that she is the sweetest person you'd ever meet, but anytime Louise Fletcher is in a movie, I immediately become scared. This is meant to be a teaching tool created by this guy, Dr. Lindenmeyer, played sinisterly by Steven Spinella. He'll be our Dr. Frankenstein for the movie.
Yeah, when you shot the sushi chef, you shot the son of a bitch 8 times. You might tell me why?
So in other words, he's already behaving like a real cop. I'm about to be swatted, aren't I? UPS vans are intense in the future. Denzel is an ex-cop, now convict. And he has a metal arm, which I'm sure will come in handy. See what I did there? This bonehead is having a bromance with Sid, his creation. He's afraid of losing his little cyber buddy, so he tricks the resident robotics geek into giving him a body. He switches out the hot girl he promised with Sid and gives him a robot body composed of nanobots and glass. Because science.
It's a new world, Daryl.
Either the robot is done or their toaster strudel is ready.
Sheila?
Does that really look like a Sheila? Paging Dr. O-Face. This is still the time period when leading men showed their asses proudly. We established Sid can repair himself with any nearby glass. We can't have this too easy, can we? And actually we can, since they demonstrate how to kill a nanorobot by pulling his brain out. So now Sid is on the loose. For some reason, Parker is the only one expendable, qualified enough to track and stop Sid. Psychologist Madison Carter, played by Kelly Lynch, tags along. The doc flees, but they learn more about Sid. His brain is composed of the memory profiles of about 100 serial killers.
The battle raging inside him must be amazing.
All those personalities include the guy who murdered Barnes' wife and child. Well, now it's personal, motherfucker. Sid loves music and murder victims. Guess where you can get a lot of each? Quick stop at Madison's house to meet her daughter Karen, played by a young Kaylee Cuoco. Little Penny. I'm seeing a parallel forming. Barnes lost his wife and child. Here's a single woman with a child. Coincidence?
on your fucking knees!
I mean, actually, this happens every time Russell Crowe goes clubbing.
We have a symphony to compose.
I just don't get this dubstep thing. Okay, this isn't bad. Parker arrives to damage Sid, but he still gets away.
I know you.
He's tough, but not invincible. When injured, he can still repair himself by consuming glass. Man, Russell Crowe's enjoying this. A few more bodies later, he makes his way to an arena with a big crowd full of potential victims and plenty of media coverage. Oh no, that's his jerkin hand! Parker is a bit late. Time for a snack. This isn't VR, but Parker is still faced with a dilemma.
Don't go, Parker!
Ah, nice one, Parker. Of course, he's immediately arrested. Evidence is almost immediately presented that the woman was in fact shot by Sid. But who cares about evidence? Stress swaying means flashback time. Grimes, a serial killer whose consciousness is still simulated within Sid, had taken Parker's wife and child hostage, and when he attempted a rescue, they were blown up with a bomb, and he lost his arm. But instead of dying, he becomes a rage-fueled beast mode killing machine, and he lays waste to Grimes' entire gang, including a stupid reporter and cameraman. Timing is everything, so Parker wraps up his flashback just in time for a Sid taunting.
A little known fact about the locator implants prison inmates now receive upon release is that they contain a pinhead capsule of neurotoxin.
We cannot let it end with Parker in jail, so Sid lets him out.
You've just killed 2 guards while making your escape. How long do you think it's going to take for them to get your termination authorized and implemented?
I told Chief Cochran about the neurotoxin. He's taking care of it.
Well, okay then. I was almost worried. Really, why introduce that when they neutralize the threat a couple of scenes later? Sid craves attention. Rather than create a YouTube channel like the rest of us, he hijacks a television station.
Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans.
The hell?
Welcome.
What the hell's happening out there?
Now! To Death TV.
All those personalities, I'm sure one of them had a background in graphic design.
The following program will contain scenes of violence that will not be suitable for small children.
And he kidnaps Carter's daughter. And she's strapped to a bomb, just like Parker's family. Because he's an asshole who's programmed not to let things go. Oh, thank God, backup arrives. Oh, I forgot, they still think Parker killed those guards. My bad, you're a criminal in their eyes now, so you're on your own. Plot armor, 90% and dropping. Nice shooting, Tex. Sid's show is doing really well. Just watch those ratings. Maybe if he kills a few more people, he'll be eligible for monetization. Hashtag not bitter. Ah, who could resist courtside seats? Mama Bear spots Lindenmeyer and takes matters into her own hands. Oh no, he's got Boogie! He looks great, by the way. They cut the phone lines and his metrics drop before he hits 1,000 subscribers. Hashtag not bitter. Mr. Shoot the Hostage bursts in and Sid runs for it. They wind up, where else? The roof! Finally, somebody hits something.
I have the future. And you're losing your sense of humor.
See what happens when you eat Tide Pods? Seriously, kids, don't eat Tide Pods. Out of bullets and badly wounded, the playing field is level enough for a fist fight.
Come on, you can make it. Come on. Come on, yeah. Attaboy.
You know, it's nice when your adversary is so supportive. After this, he's gonna help Parker quit smoking. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Hey, looking sharp, kiddo. Alright, from this angle, the matte painting is the wrong perspective. You didn't think we'd notice, did you? Can't keep a psychotic robot down when he's all about that glass. Parker gives Sid a good fisting. What? No advertisers to worry about. Hashtag not bitter. Parker yanks out Sid's processor and that kills the robot body. How did she find him?
By destroying Sid, you've effectively lost any chance you had of finding the little girl.
Oh shit, Karen, the little girl. Good night, folks. Whoa, what's happening here? Are they doing a Wayne's World ending?
This one's for me.
Man, Wayne and Garth are not fucking around. Now it's Madison's turn to get bitch slapped. Wait a second. Oh, we're back in VR. Okay. The running in place is just precious, isn't it? They discover Karen's location.
She's here?
Yes, she is.
She's been right here all along.
So it's time to bail.
Get us out of here, Billy.
Dr. Frankenstein goes full nut job. Madison gets out, but Parker's trapped. And Sid starts modding the virtual world like GTA Online on, well, any normal day on GTA Online. Bring on the money drops! How it feels to chew 5 gum. Now it's up to Madison to defeat Lindenmeyer and release Parker before his brain explodes. Neural sensitivity is up. Maybe if you wrap a condom around his head, he won't feel as much. I have a better idea. Just as effective. Or shoot the fucker, that works too. Will you get him out before he starts mowing the lawn with his teeth? And he's out. Try not to draw attention to the fact that you pissed yourself.
Karen!
Karen. 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 Karen's wired to a bomb, paralleling Parker's family in our third and final climax of the movie. You know, I'm the first to admit I'm a big fan of Denzel Washington. Where have I seen this before? Looks like Adobe branches out in the future. The bomb is going to take more than cutting the blue wire. Or is it the red? Robot arm to the rescue once again. Good thing his arm doesn't need that to, function.
Let's see.
Okay, it seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing. Sorry, you done fucked up.
It's not working.
Oh God!
They're fine.
It's working.
Mother and daughter are reunited, and Parker gives Sid a send-off. Look out below! Ow! Triumphant littering music, roll credits. That was Virtuosity. It's a pity that Denzel's character is just riddled with cliches. Man who lost his family finds closure by saving a new surrogate, haunted by his past when his family's killer returns. He's also the person who can defeat that killer, and at one point the hero is accused of a crime and loses support of the authorities. And don't forget the plot-relevant prosthetic arm.
Yeah.
Denzel is one of my favorite actors, and he does a good job. Granted, it's not a heavy or Oscar bait role, but he still commits to the moment. It's easy for an actor to inject a bit of cheese into a role like this, but he's solid, serious, and in pain for most of the movie. A wild contrast to Russell Crowe. He brought the cheese and ham as a psychotic, violent, and single-minded maniac. Usually, that doesn't make a very interesting villain. He's merely programmed to be a villain, designed for what is essentially a video game. He's a caricature, an exaggeration of a killer. He's about the action and not the backstory. He reminds me a lot of the Joker. Must be the suit. He does lack any real depth as a person, but he's not really a person, is he? He's a creature of pure id. He takes what he wants, kills indiscriminately, and always seems to be one step ahead. I would have liked to have seen an internal power struggle between all those personalities. Why did one suddenly become dominant? What if one guy was like, hey, let's rob a bank, and another guy was like, I want to blow up a hospital, and another wants to strangle hitchhikers? Do they take turns? Do they get a vote? How do you contain that? I mention it because they bring it up, and then immediately drop it.
The battle raging inside him must be amazing.
Lindenmeyer is that Frankenstein guy, and let's face it, that's exactly what he is. He just wants to keep his project running, and apparently needs police department funding to continue. So he's willing to kill a few dozen people just to get his way. Wouldn't this tech be sought after in the private sector? Sell it as Xbox One million and make a fucking mint. Or better yet, sell it to the adult entertainment industry. You'll be so rich that your money will have its own money. Then you can buy an island, marry your little buddy. Seriously, they have a weird relationship. Kaylee Cuoco's character adds a little humanity to Parker's world, yet ultimately her job is to be kidnapped for Parker's redemption. And what a total waste of Louise Fletcher. For a 90s action thriller, it's competently directed and well-paced. The effects in the VR are cartoony and very CG looking, which is fair. But unfortunately, when things happen in the real world, they don't get much better. I keep forgetting that this is only about 3 years after The Lawnmower Man, until I see stuff like this. The story is cliched as hell, but has enough twists to keep things moving. It's got solid action, although nobody seems to be able to hit anything they're shooting at unless they're a main character, and only if the plot needs it. Virtuosity gets a 2.5 out of 5. Cliches and tropes aside, it's still mindless fun, and Russell Crowe's manic portrayal of the worst of humanity isn't bad. He's just programmed that way.
It's not even my choice. I came to be because of what you are.
If you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe. What would you use VR for? Be honest. This is theNewBee, and as always, thanks for watching.